Now, every emotion impacts the body. Anger impacts the liver, grief impacts the lungs, worry impacts the stomach, stress affects the heart, and fear affects the kidneys. The emotions always come out in uglier ways. Now, according to Dr. Dan Siegel, he said if you can't name it, you can't tame it. So what we're doing is we're speeding up the process. Instead of asking the client what you feel, the technology detects it so they can get it instantly. Once it's in their awareness, they can have better cognitive control. Because if you can't name it, you can't
tame it.
Name it. Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're feeling anxiety and you label it as anticipation, can you solve it? If you're experiencing worry, but you try to fix it with the same way as you solve fear, is it going to change it? No. Mental illness requires mental tools. Emotional disturbances need emotional tools. And so if we can't name it, we can't tame it. If we can't detect it, we can't
correct it.
So remember, emotions are more contagious than COVID. And we absorb emotions. We absorb things that aren't even ours. And what happens is if you're in an environment where there's a lot of anxious people, albeit it might not be your emotion, you're going to absorb that. And most people say, but I'm not an anxious person. No, it's an emotion. It's a feeling. And you might have even absorbed it from the environment. This is what happens to children in the womb. They absorb their mother's emotions. They take on things that don't even belong to them, and they feel guilty for life because they've carried somebody else's stuff. And then what happens is they absorb everybody else's emotion because they did it in the womb. They're doing it at 40, they're doing it at 50.